Hi friends, welcome back. I'm Jordyn with the Y, and this is my channel, and I am ready to actually stick to a schedule and get this going and stop playing these games of I'm going to commit to something and then I don't. So here's to this channel's future, and here's to our health. I guess that's the first update I want to get out quick in this intro, is that at the time of filming and posting this video, we're currently going through the COVID-19 pandemic, and I don't know if you can tell, but I am currently under self-quarantine. I do not have the virus, but I am just a little sick and under the weather, so trying to play my part in the international role of staying healthy and safe. So that goes out to everyone. I hope that everyone is staying healthy and safe and following the guidelines. We will get through this. I know it's difficult for businesses, as a student, families, pets, everything. The world is crazy right now. So that is my first update, and my second one is just life is crazy, life is chaotic. I really did mean what I said when I wanted to use this channel as a positive outreach to the community and supporting others and just learning and growing. So flaking out on it wasn't a positive thing on my end. I got really busy and I used that as an excuse to not film videos. So I think this is the perfect opportunity to kind of pre-film and organize myself and organize my thoughts and my plans for this channel, and really kick everything into gear. So with that being said, let's get into the video. Okay, so for this video, I wanted this to be one of my first videos in a series that I wanted to start called How to Survive Hygiene. And I don't want this to just isolate to any hygiene student. I want this to kind of bleed into other areas such as nursing or health science students or liberal arts students, just any college student or high school student in general, by providing information on how to properly study and take exams and how to financially prepare for college and career and interview tips and all of that, and just lifestyle tips and everything like that. So this being the first video, I think I'm just going to do a very basic and simple overview of what hygiene school is, what you're digging into if you're interested. I know there's not many videos on the field itself and what to expect in school and outside in the career, so I think that's what today's video is going to be. Make sure if you're interested in learning things more about being a student, or just need some advice, either leave some questions down below or some ideas. I would like to review, I have a list here, study tips, supplies, or what's in my book bag, what's in my locker. Some colleges or high school campuses do have lockers. Also kind of just like a semester breakdown, things I wish I would have known, that kind of thing, lifestyle tips such as how to prepare for interviews, how to dress, social media influence, that kind of thing. And yeah, so just definitely let me know down below if you have any extra thoughts or ideas on this series, and I think that's it, so let's go. Okay, so for this first video, I really just want to go over kind of the availability of hygiene schools in the country, in the state, things of that nature, and just how to go about selecting a good school, how to make it through, kind of the layout of what hygiene school looks like, the timeline of it, finances, all of that. So to start off, when you're in high school, middle school, or thinking of what you want to do in the future, it's very stressful trying to select what you want to do when you're 15, 16, 17 years old for the rest of your life. I'm not gonna lie, this is not what I've always wanted to do. I knew I wanted to help people, obviously make the world a better place to live, things of that nature, but I was actually really interested in education and teaching, and I shadowed and interned in preschools when I was in high school. My mom owns her own business relating to daycare and education, so that's what I was really set on. And then I would say about not till my sophomore or junior year of high school is when I realized kind of the future, technologically, and the advancements that were going to be made would not be anywhere without the teachers and educators that we have. So props to them for doing what they're doing and going to the schools that they go to and getting their masters and keep growing and teaching these kids. I would never be able to teach myself if I was in high school. That was a rough time. So props to them, but I could not see it being a promising career for myself. For just what I wanted to do and the amount of impact I wanted, I felt like I couldn't do that. And I wanted to teach young kids. I wanted to teach kindergarten, first grade, and I felt like I just wanted to do more than what that career had in store for me. And I just felt like spending so much time in college, whether it was just getting an associate's, bachelor's, or master's degree to teach little people, just wasn't solid for me. It just wasn't what I could feel it. Like, it just wasn't, I wasn't sold on it. And talking to my parents and everything, and talking about more financial aspects of it, and then just retirement and all that, and it was just not in the books for me, which does not mean it's a horrible career. I really do think that you were put in this earth to do something, and if that is your career, then please do it. I know so many people that I graduated with that are in that journey right now, and they're doing amazing. They're getting promotions, and they're really finding that niche in their little world, and they're doing it. So you do what you want to, but I'm just saying your first option does not always have to be the option that you go with. Explore opportunities, go to career fairs. My biggest advice is shadow and intern wherever you can. If your high school has an internship office or a shadowing office, or if you go out on your own and reach out to different places, whether it is in the healthcare system or automotive or anything, you can reach out to these people. It looks so professional, especially at a high school level. If you are going in asking to observe because you want to take this up as a career, that is so professional, because years from then, after you graduate college, you can go back to them and say, you know, you really inspired me. So definitely take up any shadowing or internship opportunities. In high school, I did a lot of health and human services and STEM classes. Definitely was really involved, and I did take up shadowing and internship when I did get interested in health and human services. A learning experience for sure. Definitely seeing how a team works together, you know, the front office, the patients, the dental assistants, hygienist, expanded function dental assistants, dentist, and like literally it's a whole system, not just one person controls how the office runs. So that was a bit eye-opening, but I totally fell in love with it and I could see myself doing it. So that is what made me kind of think about going into the career. Again, that was my junior year, so I wasn't fully solidified, but you won't be until you go tour colleges, which is the next thing. Making sure that you're applying to colleges as early as possible, definitely in your junior year, getting your view on different campuses, you know, what's out there. In PA, which is where I'm from, there's 11 accredited campuses for dental hygiene. Accreditation just basically means that that college or campus or program meets the requirements necessary to provide licensure to these healthcare providers, and they go through an accreditation process. I believe it's every 4 or 6 years. I was actually, I think, a freshman or sophomore in college when my program went through the accreditation process again, so it just happened recently. But definitely things to look out for if you're going into dental hygiene is to go to an accredited school and participate in an accredited program, because if you get your degree from a program that is not accredited, you cannot actually hold a license to work, and therefore your degree is kind of pointless, so to speak. So there is lots of options per state. I don't know, you know, nationwide. I just know in my state there is 11. I go to the Pennsylvania College of Technology in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. It's by Penn State. We are Penn State affiliated, so we are kind of like a branch of their school. So whatever guidelines that they follow, especially with this whole pandemic situation, we follow. But definitely when you're searching for colleges, go on tours, see what it's like on campus and in the laboratories. Something that really made me fall in love with my campus is that the lab was really, really hands-on. It was actually just updated a year or two before I graduated high school, so it was brand new. They were actually tearing it out when I took a tour of my campus. So it was really interesting to see the transition between generations, because not only in hygiene, but across the healthcare field in general, there is so many evolutions and ways that we are growing, both technology, but form-wise and just how we learn. So it was really interesting to kind of see that take toll, and then just the hands-on aspect of you can't do something without physically doing it with your hands. So yes, you can learn in a classroom for hours and hours, but unless you're sitting there and doing it with your hands physically, you're not going to be able to actually know how to do it. It's a muscle memory. So that's something that really turned me on, so to speak, with my campus, was just really how interactive the whole entire program was. So I fell in love, I applied, got accepted, and started my journey in college. Okay, so now that you picked a college and you're on campus and you're all moved in your cozy dorm with your best friend roommates, which I can also make a video about. I did mention in one of my first videos, I am an RA, so I understand sometimes living on campus is the safest form of a home and it's your coziest place, and just how to make a dorm room feel more homey to you, how to decorate, how to get along with roommates, and just ways to have fun on campus. But that's another note. Anyways, as a dental hygiene student, you actually start trying to get into the program. You have to get accepted into the program. It's not just you get into it. Again, that is how my campus is. I'm not exactly sure how other campuses are, but basically, as a pre-program student, they're seeing if you can pass the gen ed classes, more likely the microbiology and the anatomy courses, because that's the set standard for what the program is going to be like, because it's very difficult. So they're saying if you cannot pass these courses, you will not pass the program. It's kind of how they're guiding it. So for pre-program classes, they're your gen eds, freshman and sophomore year. Depending on how long it takes you to get into the program, you are ranked kind of like on a hierarchy system based on your grades, GPA, extracurriculars, SAT scores, that kind of thing. And obviously the STEM courses, your math and science, are going to be weighed a little bit heavier than your English courses. Not that they're not as important, but definitely going back to the high school aspect, taking some college courses in high school if you can, taking some advanced placement courses, and then taking those exams. Those credits do go towards your college. Basically, staying on top of your work. Everyone goes through that whole party phase and shenanigans and wanting to have fun in college. But everything kind of hits the fan when you realize that you're spending all your money for school and you're not even in what you want to do yet. It's just kind of like taking high school classes again, you know, just staying focused, scheduling time for both school and fun. And again, I do want to make a video on how I study, but I really do think that repetition is key, especially in college, and some professors let you record them, some don't. I always say just follow along with the professor, whether it's handwritten or on a laptop, tablet, whatever you have, and just going back, reviewing it, looking at the book, and repeating it as many times as you possibly can to make sure it's drilled into your head. That is what really helps me get into my program. Once you're accepted into your program officially, it is a 2-year program once you are in. So as a first-year dental student, you will learn more histology, nutrition, anatomy, things of that nature, and every program is different. I've attended conferences and spoken to other campuses across PA where their layout of the program is significantly different than mine, so this isn't like a guaranteed you're going to take these courses in this order. Every campus is different, every program is different. For us personally, our program is laid out semester by semester. You have to take these courses before you can take the next ones, which makes sense because you can't educate a patient and clean their teeth unless you know the anatomy of their teeth beforehand and why they're missing somewhere and why they're having a cavity in that spot. So again, things like oral anatomy, histology, nutrition, we're taking, what else did we take? It's so hard to remember so far back. Radiology, you get radiology certified. You'll also take pharmacology, and pathology, things like that. Meanwhile, you are still taking some electives if you have not taken them already. You do learn your clinical skills, and then you start to schedule patients, and then as a second year, you kind of go up to the next level. You have more requirements to complete, you have more instruments to learn, more techniques to adapt to, that kind of thing. New class load, and then you start getting to your exams, the national board exam, the CDCA exams, graduation, licensure, degree, and your career. So that is pretty much the basic overview of start to finish, kind of like what dental hygiene is. Obviously, there's a lot more intricate details and nooks and crannies to the major itself. I really do want to dive deeper into exactly how to survive the major. That's why this series is a series for a reason. This was literally just to show you guys start to finish what it's like, how much time it takes. High school, prepare as much as you can, take as much testing as you can, look at as many schools as you can, apply as much as you can, and get involved so that you know when you go to college, this is exactly what you want to do. When you get into school, again, stay on top of your work. You're paying to be there. By not going to class and not doing your work, you're throwing away your money, your parents' money, and your whole future is going to be slowly delayed as time progresses. But definitely have fun and be involved. That was something really, really important to me. This quarantine just kind of goes to show that it is really boring not doing anything and staying in your room all day. So as scary as it is, whether you're introverted, extroverted, definitely get involved. I really, really highly suggest that. Whether it's through working on campus, like myself, I held 2 positions on campus, both simultaneously and then separate now, but definitely getting involved, whether it's through a club or going to the gym, going to the library. There's different fitness classes, there's the Zumba class, different clubs, as I mentioned, different job positions that you can hold, and just moving around, whether it's taking a walk across campus or around the community in which your school is at. And definitely switching up where you're studying. You don't have to study in the library for 10 hours a day. You can go other places and study with other people and listen to different music. It's okay to break routine. It's okay to change it up. That's one major tip that I have for surviving hygiene school. It's just having fun. It does get very, very stressful. It is okay to hit rock bottom and to have panic attacks and cry and break down and hit those hard places. It just can't be all the time. It's gonna be a roller coaster for sure, and you can't be here all the time and you can't be here all the time. That is for sure. You're gonna have those moments where you feel like everything is going so well, something bad is bound to happen, and I honestly think like that a lot. I always say, wow, am I getting punked? Like something bad should be happening now. But when you start thinking like that is when something does happen, and then your mood goes from super successful and productive to you're in a rut, you're very stagnant, and you're just not progressing academically or socially. It's really important to stay social with your friends and spend time with each other, not only obviously studying and focusing on your academics, but doing other things, even if it's just going for coffee, watching a movie, going shopping, anything like that. Staying social. You can't be happy all the time, but definitely put on a smile and have fun with it. It is completely different and new material. It's not like your gen ed classes your first year of college where you're learning math and anatomy and English class for the 10th time in your career of education. Dental hygiene school is a completely new subject. You don't know everything there is to know about the tooth, and you don't know this, that, and the other about your mouth. You're learning it fresh. It's brand new information, so it's going to be difficult to understand and comprehend at first, but it's okay. You have 40 plus other students with you. They're all going through the same thing. That's why they're there. The professors are there to help you. There's so many resources. Utilize those, whether it's counseling, tutoring, anything. Go and use your resources. You, again, are paying for those, and by not using them, failing, you're kind of basically throwing it away. Lack of better words. Just use what's there for you. I spoke with you guys in my first video. I was just starting my second semester. Not just starting, I guess I was. Graduation is set for May of 2020, and that was in January, February, so I was just kind of getting the start of a new course load and clinic schedule and all of that. So I was picking up a few new things, getting the hang of it. I was okay. Everything was going great, meeting requirements, getting out there. Break started the first week in March, and I was planning on visiting a couple different offices to really plan for the future and see my style of practice that I wanted to be in after graduation to get a job. Actually landed a job at an office post-graduation already, so graduate in May, I start my job in July full-time, which is just such a blessing. That's why I'm here. Again, I want to spread awareness for dental hygiene. All that they do, all the professors do, all your hard work does pay off. I'm telling you, you don't have to have a job this early. Finding the office that you want to spend years, maybe even forever in, and just feeling like everything matches with you morally, and just the community outreach is so important. It's the whole entire goal when you're in dental hygiene school. So just staying focused, everything will pay off in the end. Right now it's really difficult for any college student, but primarily healthcare students, I guess you could say. For us dental hygiene students, due to COVID-19, we are only taking online courses, so we can't perform any clinical work, and we need clinical work to graduate. So as of now, I cannot return to campus until April, and so that would be about a month worth of clinicals, requirements, hands-on learning with local anesthetics, patient networking, finding a patient for our clinical exams, to get our licensure. So it is very scary right now, not knowing what's happening. We don't know if our exams are happening. At this point, we're not really sure if graduation is happening either, so definitely keep in mind any college student, but especially healthcare students, nurses, everything that can't be in their labs or clinics performing the work needed to get their degree. But to kind of end on a happier note, no matter what college campus you go to and whether it has to be in dental hygiene or not, you're going there for a reason. Everyone is there to support you. You will be okay. You will get through it. So with that being said, I hope everything was helpful in this video. If you have more questions regarding hygiene school, I hope to answer them in future videos. I really also want to do a Q&A. I know kind of my audience is small right now, and that's partly my fault because I have not posted, but I would be interested in doing Q&A videos, and obviously, like I said, I want to do more videos on studying, interviewing, everything related to school. So please let me know what you guys would like to see. I will gladly make that content for you. So thank you so much for watching. I hope I didn't talk your ear off. I'm out of breath. And yeah, you guys have a wonderful time in quarantine, and I will see you soon. Bye.